And joining us now is Texas State Representative Mihaela Plessa. She is the vice chair of the House Democratic Caucus and one of the members who had fled the state. Representative, thanks for being here. You and your fellow Democrats have laid out some conditions for returning home, including ending that special session and allowing time for California to introduce its own maps. So those two things happen. But at the end of the day, the governor is calling another special session. The redistricting plan's moving forward. Republicans still have the majority. So has anything changed? How can this be a win?
This is absolutely a win. And I am so proud to be a Texas Democrat today, Anna. We killed this first called special session that put the priorities of Donald Trump before Texans. And that's a major win, not just for Texas Democrats, but for all Texans and all Americans. What happens next is really up to the governor. The governor has two choices here. He can continue putting D.C. power grabs for a priority on the Texas House floor, or we can start getting to work for the people of Texas, whether that's flood recovery and relief, eliminating the STAR test, or working on property taxes. The ball is in the governor's court, and we still have all tools on the table.
What do you mean you still have all tools on the table?
We still have our legislative abilities at all angles of this. And so what we as Texas Democrats are saying is that we're ready to get to work for the people of Texas. And how the governor chooses to govern is going to be a huge symbol to all Texans and all Americans as to if he cares about the cost of living in Texas or if he cares about political power grabs in D.C.
I know you were in part watching to see what would happen in California so that if Texas does get this redistricting plan through, would it be countered? And we know California does plan to move forward there. But that could take time. It might not end up a one-for-one. Are you confident other states can add Democratic seats if Texas loses them?
Absolutely. From my conversations with the governor of New York, from other conversations we've had with state assemblies and governors across the nation, we didn't want it to come to this, but Democrats are ready to play hardball. And we're not going to let the pillars of democracy crumble. We're not going to let Medicaid and Medicaid care get cut. We're not going to let Social Security get cut. This is the bigger picture that we need to be talking about. And so I'm very excited to see California dropping their map. I think they start their legislative session on Monday. We see New York starting their legislative sessions talking about redrawing their maps. So I definitely think that the conversation is going to continue all the way through 2026.
President Trump personally pushed for Governor Abbott to bring this redistricting agenda. What's your reaction to the president getting involved in things like this at the state level?
Well, Texas doesn't take its orders from Donald Trump. We take our marching orders from Texans. And that's the absurdity of all of this. You just did a segment on Donald Trump wanting to cut up lines on a map in Ukraine. And it's the same mentality that has him thinking he's entitled to just slice up communities of color in Texas. And that's what we're trying to prevent. All of this stuff goes together. These things don't happen in a vacuum. And this man's thought process isn't about Americans or about Texans. It's about himself, his crony friends, and their power grabs.
Former President Obama spoke to Texas Democrats last night. He said he was proud of your caucus. He said that you all set an example of what all of us have to do on the current assault on our democracy. What was it like to hear from him?
Oh, my God, it was amazing. I have had such an honor to meet so many history makers, whether it's President Obama, Stacey Abrams, the Reverend Al Sharpton. This has been an amazing journey for me. That's why I'm so proud to be a Texas Democrat. We really met the moment. We're setting the marks for what it means to fight back, and we're getting the whole nation involved, even history makers that I read about as a child. So I'm just so excited. It's really a great time to be an American because we're fighting for freedom and we're fighting for true democracy.
Texas State Representative Mihaela Plessa, thank you for being with us.
Thank you so much, Anna.